In the headlines, gunmen kill over 30 people in fresh attack on Benue community. Hunger protest organizers plan 1 million man protest in 36 states and the FCT on August 10. Naira scarcity looms as Lagosians ground over limited access. Away from Nigeria, Congolese court sentences rebel leader 25 others to death. And the news in detail. At least 30 people have been reportedly killed on Thursday night by unknown gunmen in Ayati community of Ukum local government area in Benue State. A youth leader in the area confirmed the incident. According to the youth leader, the militias invaded the community on Thursday at about 5 p.m. while residents were returning from their farms and other activities. In a post on his Facebook page, an Ukum community leader, Abraham Waro, lamented the attacks on Ayati. This is the second attack on Ayati village within 1 month. 6 persons were killed in an earlier attack, leading to last month's violent protests in Zaki Biam. Meanwhile, the police public relations officer, Superintendent of Police Suwese Anine, confirmed the attack but could not tell the casualty figure on account of sketchy details from the scene of the attack by police response team. In the meantime, Governor Hyacinth Alia has expressed sadness over the news of the attack. Alia, in a press statement by his chief press secretary, Teso Kula, on Friday, described the incident as an unprovoked attack. Still on security matters, soldiers drafted to the Maraba town in Nasarawa State over the ongoing End Bad Governance protests have intercepted a truck conveying about 32 people. The incident took place around 7:40 a.m. on Friday. A resident, Adamu Yo, said driver of the trailer truck had earlier supplied goats to a cattle market in the area, and that on his way back, a group of youth, including commercial motorcyclists, boarded the vehicle along with their bikes and luggage. He said the soldiers were apparently concerned with the number of the passengers owing to the ongoing protests in the country, as well as the appearance of the people that made them to look suspicious. This led to the interception of the truck for further investigation. We now have joining us via phone Daily Trust reporter Hope Abba from Benue State. Thank you so much for joining us, Hope.
Good evening.
Now, this is the second attack on this Ayati community. What can you tell us about this particular attack and why is there a recurrence?
Okay, yes. This is the second attack within the space of 1 month.
Right.
Earlier on July 3rd this year, an attack happened in Ayati community. And 11 people were killed. That sparked a lot of protests in that area. And then yesterday, which was Thursday in the evening, local bandits attacked Ayati again and killed, as this morning, residents in the area said over 30 dead bodies were recovered. But the police have just told us that they could confirm 17 dead bodies, including 2 policemen who responded to the SOS call earlier in the morning. I mean, yesterday evening, they were attacked and they were shot dead.
Hope, my question here is, why do you think there is a resurgence of this particular attack? What could be the demands or grievances of this militia group that are attacking this community for the second time in a month? Okay,
I believe our residents, some of the residents believe that it was the reprisal of the first attack, and some others they believe that it happened because the bandits received some amount, undisclosed amount of money from some headers, some headers, and ask them to raise at a particular vicinity, precisely two council wards of the local government. And then the headers had the headers had a dispute with the local farmers. They had a clash, and then that resulted in the reprisal attack that was carried out on the community today. The area, as we speak, Ayati is in Nkuloku area of Benin State.
All right.
And that local government is among 3 other local governments in the state that is under siege of local bandits for a very long time now.
Okay, thank you so much, Hope, for bringing us up to speed on that. It seems it's clearly a farmer-header clash, and we do hope to hear more from the authorities and also the Benue State government. There we had Hope Abba from Makurdi joining us on the news update. Now, away from that, the Take It Back movement, one of the key organizers of the End Bad Governance nationwide protest, has scheduled Saturday for a 1 million man protest in all the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. National coordinator of the movement, Sanya Olujuwon, stated this in a statement on Thursday in Abuja. He said the Take It Back movement, side by side with other organizers and organizations, will on August 10 lead a monumental 1 million man protest in each of the 36 states of Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. According to him, this event will mark a critical juncture in the nationwide End Bad Governance in Nigeria campaign, which began on August 1, 2024. The protest, which aimed at drawing the attention of the governments at all levels to the hardship bedeviling the citizens, commenced on August 1 and is expected to end on August 10, Saturday. Although the protest was hijacked by criminal elements, the exercise recorded large turnout across the country, especially in the northern states. Bauchi State Governor Senator Bala Mohammed has pledged to inform the federal government about the severe damage caused by heavy flooding that has cut off a section of the Kano-Maiduguri Expressway. A heavy downpour completely washed out a section of the Kano-Maiduguri Expressway between Malori and Guskori villages in Katagum local government area, Bauchi State. The damage has rendered the road inaccessible, forcing motorists to seek alternative routes. Governor Bala Mohammed, who visited the affected area to assess the situation and explore ways to ease the burden on the road users, emphasized the road's significance as a crucial link between the northwest and northeast regions of Nigeria. Mohammed called on the federal government for urgent repairs to the damaged section to prevent accidents and alleviate other hardships. He also declared that his administration would explore measures to maintain certain federal roads in the state, especially as the rainy season continues to make them hazardous. The governor further mentioned that his administration would immediately dispatch a team of state.
This is a major highway, the Northeast Highway, that has been washed away completely, the two-dual road. So we are calling on the federal government to come to our aid. We are going to take this responsibility, inshallah, to convey this development to Abuja through the controller of works. If they give us permission and they are unable to do it, definitely we will swing to action and make sure that we carry remedial measures or permanent measures as we did during the last rainy season.
Despite the persistent increase in the prices of commodities, especially food items, Nigerians are still struggling with restrictions on cash withdrawals imposed by banks. Customers say they are finding it difficult to withdraw cash, with some banks still limiting withdrawals to as low as 20,000 naira. Victoria Tokolo, who spoke to residents of Lagos State on the cash withdrawal issue, has more in this report. Her report is presented
According to residents, difficulty in withdrawing amounts above 20,000 naira have made many Nigerians to hold on to their cash rather than deposit in the bank. The CBN has set a minimum cash withdrawals limit of 500,000 naira per week, but some banks are not adhering to this directive. Instead, they restrict customers to withdrawal of 50,000 naira or sometimes 20,000 naira, leaving many frustrated. As a result, many Nigerians have turned to digital payments due to the cash shortage.
Someone will have maybe amount of 20 million in your account, running business, and you came to bank to withdraw money, maybe expecting to withdraw about 500,000 naira. Thereby bank telling you to withdraw say maximum amount that you can withdraw in the bank is 20,000. It's very weird, so bad. So if we continue like this, I don't know where the country is headed to. I'm painful because you're doing a business of 500,000 upward or 200,000 upward. Oh, how will you feel? Withdrawing 20,000 naira. I think this is every day, just 24 hours, I think. So it's not benefiting anyone. It's not convenient at all. It's not paying. We are just living in pain. We are living in like endurance. We are just enduring in pain, smiling in pain.
That amount of 20,000 to withdraw for certifying their children in a day from bank, it cannot work. So I assume that they must put more effort or put more into it so that it is sufficient for them to avoid to feed their children.
That 20,000 naira that bank gives is very small. I wish let's appeal to the government. They should please anything that they can do about it. At least they should increase it. It's our money, and we cannot keep the money inside the house. We will keep it in the bank. If you want to use it, go and take it. That should help us to increase it. At least we can take our money to do what we want to use to do. Because that money, the bank issue is too small.
Nigerians are calling for improved services from banks as well as alternative payment methods to ease their financial transactions.
The Federal High Court, sitting in Kaduna State, presided over by Justice R.M. Aikawa, has declined jurisdiction in the suit filed by former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir Rufai, seeking to set aside the ad hoc committee report of the Kaduna State House of Assembly, among other declaratory reliefs. In two separate rulings before delivering the judgment, Justice Aikawa held that the applicant failed to prove any of the circumstances that would necessitate setting aside the court's trial as sought by the applicant. The court also struck out the application for the judge to recuse himself, citing the applicant's failure to provide convincing reasons or facts for the court to do so, as determined by a plethora of decided cases. The court declined jurisdiction rather than dismissing or striking out the suit, as prayed for by both counsels to the respondents. Additionally, the court exercised its powers under Section 22, subsection 2 of the Federal High Court Act and transferred the suit to the Kaduna State Chief Judge for determination by the High Court of Kaduna State. The Kano State government has filed a fresh fraud charge against the immediate past governor of the state, Abdullahi Ganduje, his commissioner for local government, Murtala Garo, and two others. According to the charge sheet, Garo, Lamin Sani, and Muhammad Takai were charged with criminal conspiracy, criminal breach of trust, making false statements or return, and criminal misappropriation. The state accused them of mismanaging the 44 local government statutory allocations remitted to the state joint local government's account from the federation account. They were also accused of criminally diverting 57.4 billion naira through several personal accounts of local government's cashiers and other personal and corporate accounts. The state government also accused them of transferring the funds into dollars for their personal benefits. In the charge sheet, the state said it will call 143 witnesses. No date has been fixed for the matter. The Independent Electoral Commission of Ogun State has urged political party members and other key stakeholders to exhibit a strong sense of discipline patriotism, and dedication towards the upcoming local government elections scheduled for November 16th this year. During the stakeholders' engagement on the 2024 local government elections held at the Cultural Center in Abeokuta, the Commission's chairman, Babatunde Osibodu, emphasized the importance of upholding these values for a successful electoral process. Trustee Vice Abbas Dalibi's report is presented from our studio.
To ensure greater women participation in elections, the Commission has reduced administrative charges for political parties that nominate female candidates for chairmanship and councillorship positions. The recent stakeholders' engagement marked the inaugural meeting regarding the upcoming local government elections scheduled for November 16th across all 20 local government areas within the state. The primary objective of this gathering, as stated by the Commission, is to officially introduce and discuss the guidelines for the pivotal election process that will ultimately elect representatives at the grassroots level. As a result of the importance attached to the election, members of political parties, traditional rulers, security operatives, and members of the human rights community were all as well represented as the Commission promised free, fair, and credible elections.
I appeal to the political class and aspirants to take the guidelines and stipulations seriously, not only during the campaigns, but throughout the entire election period, demonstrating patriotism, discipline, and commitment to the electoral process and democracy in our state and Nigeria is crucial.
The onus is on you to convince us, to convince the political party. And it's not going to be about this talk shop that we are holding here. There should be more stakeholder meetings with the political party, that they come and you convince us that it's going to be truly a free and fair election on one hand.
To enhance women's involvement in elections, the Electoral Commission has declared a decrease in administrative fees for women who wish to participate.
I hereby formally release the guidelines and essential documents for the 2024 local government council election scheduled for November 16, 2024.
The exercise is slated to begin with the release of the election timetable. It is crucial that political parties and the members approach this process with a high level of responsibility, refraining from any form of violence.
Moving to other stories. The federal government has taken delivery of 60 locally assembled compressed natural gas hybrid buses. Revealed in a post through its official X handle on Thursday, the buses were delivered by Jet Motor Company under the presidential CNG initiative. According to the statement, the development is in continuation of efforts to provide affordable and comfortable transport solutions for Nigerians. The vehicles were handed over to a team comprising the Ministry of Finance and representatives of the Presidential Initiative on CNG at the company's car manufacturing plant in Aja, Lagos State. President Bola Tinubu's national broadcast during the End Bad Governance protest against hunger and hardship said his administration would distribute 1 million kits of extremely low or no cost to commercial vehicles that transport people and goods and who currently consume 80% of the imported petrol and diesel. Machia serves as a meeting place, where peer groups come together to share a meal and discuss issues of the day. This long-standing tradition is commonly practiced among the northern Hausa Fulani community, fostering strong relationships and mutual support. It provides an opportunity for individuals to enjoy a meal, even when they are unable to cook at home, serving as a means to alleviate hardships and hunger at the grassroots level. Trustee Vice Hassan Koli recently visited one of these gathering spots in Gombe and prepared the following report.
For more than 7 decades, this place had been served as machia among the neighborhood of Herwagana, Gombe. People, mostly elderly, are gathering on a daily basis to take breakfast and reconvene in the evening for dinner. For Babayo Modo, a 55-year-old community leader, Machia tradition has been one of the most significant ancient cultures among the Muslim community. This tradition is indeed among the Muslim virtues of peace and tolerance, which later became part of Hausa Fulani culture to emulate Prophet Muhammad's lifestyle. The most significant part of this tradition is that you help people to eat food. Whenever you come out to Machia with your food, you will eat together with your neighbors, which helps bond a good relationship. Besides, some strangers are also invited to eat together with the needy, whom they could not afford to cook anything at home. It is a beauty of the traditions. Machia is indeed a good tradition. We grew up seeing our parents practicing it here in Herwagana, and we continue with their legacy of eating together with our neighbors in the same place they used to. Our cycle has 8 to 10 people, and we are on daily basis gathered here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We always ensure we look over, or at times wait for everyone to show up before we eat, which showed that we love and cherish each other. And even with that, the goal of tradition of spreading love among neighbors and strangers is achieved. For many elderly people like Bapova Buga, a 72-year-old resident, avoiding such traditions among people will for sure be responsible for the deteriorated relationships among neighbors and worsening hunger among communities. When people ignore this tradition, it means they are ungenerous to others, which is bad. I could remember when there were a lot of machia here. One could just sit when others came with their food. He will eat and go. People there were not concerned whether he came with food or not. But nowadays, everyone is eating at home and alone, which makes it difficult for needy to eat. This is indeed worrisome and worsening hunger among us. It is among the most important traditions ignored by many, I am afraid. Sagir, a 61-year-old Gombe resident, is concerned that globalization has made the youth see Machia as irrelevant to the modern world, warning that avoiding such good traditions may continue to inflict serious setbacks on peace and tolerance. It is worrisome that our youths have no interest in practicing Machia tradition like we did. This is purely ungenerous, and I believe our children will never embrace this tradition as they have no love and care for each other. But for us, we are even proud of it. One will never worry about how and where to eat or take his gaze when he has nothing to cook at home. I could remember there is one stranger who still calls us during lunch or dinner and jokingly asks for it via chat. And this is as a result of our sharing food here in Machia when he was at Gombe. So it helped us love each other and establish good relationships with strangers too. In many urban communities, the Machia tradition will rarely be practiced even among elderly people, an indication that the tradition is nearly gone to extinction. From Gombe, Hassan Kohli reporting for Trust TV.
And to developments away from Nigeria, a military court in the Democratic Republic of the Congo has sentenced 26 people accused of involvement in armed groups, including the M23, to death after a high-profile trial that started late last month. The leader of the alliance, Fleuve Congo, Corneille Manga, was found guilty of war crimes, participation in an insurrection, and treason. Nanga and 20 other defendants were sentenced to death in absentia on Thursday, as they are currently on the run. The president of the court said the 5 accused who were present for the trial have 5 days to appeal the sentence. The prosecutor in the trial, which began on July 24, had called for death sentences against 25 of the defendants and a 20-year jail term for one defendant. And in sports, Nigeria has been disqualified for the 4x400 meter men's relay team for the final at the Paris Olympic Game. The quartet of Emmanuel Ojeli, Ezekiel, Nathaniel, Dubem Amene and Chidi Okezie finished Heat 2 with a season's best time of 2 minutes, 59.81 seconds. France won the race in 2 minutes, 59.53 seconds, with Belgium taking the third automatic spot in 2 minutes, 59.84 seconds. It was, however, adjudged that one of the Nigerian runners crossed the lanes, and that led to the tripping of a South African runner. And that concludes the news update on Trust Television at this hour. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentaries. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again